The mall in downtown Chicago shimmered with Christmas lights, echoing with laughter, music, and the soft crunch of winter boots against polished floors. Families stood in long lines, children gripping candy canes and wish lists, their faces glowing with excitement. Among them stood 6-year-old Lily, her small hands tucked inside the sleeves of a worn red coat. The coat had once belonged to someone else, just like many things in her life, but Lily wore it proudly. Her eyes sparkled, not with greed, but with hope, because Christmas was the one time she believed miracles could still happen. When it was finally her turn, Lily climbed carefully onto Santa's lap. The old man smiled warmly, expecting the usual requests for toys or games. Lily leaned forward and whispered softly, almost as if afraid the words might disappear, "I wish for a daddy." The smile on Santa's face slowly faded. The noise of the mall seemed to blur as those simple words settled heavily in the air. He cleared his throat, searching for something comforting to say, but no rehearsed holiday phrase could answer a wish like that. Lily lived with her mother, Emma, in a small apartment just outside the city. Emma worked double shifts as a waitress, her feet aching and her hands rough from endless hours of service. Lily's father had passed away years ago, leaving behind memories too faint for a child to hold on to. Most nights, Lily waited by the window, watching headlights pass, imagining one of them might stop. Emma did her best to fill both roles, but exhaustion often stole the warmth from her smile. Still, Lily never complained. She simply wished. A few steps away, a man stood apart from the festive crowd. Victor Moretti was impossible to miss. Tailored black coat, polished shoes, eyes sharp and watchful. In Chicago, his name carried weight. To some, he was a successful businessman. To others, a dangerous figure whispered about in quiet rooms. Wealth followed him like a shadow, but so did isolation. Victor had everything money could buy, yet nothing that truly belonged to him. He had come to the mall for business, not joy, until Lily's voice reached him. Victor heard the wish, clear and fragile, and something inside him cracked. The sound stirred memories he had buried under years of power and control. He remembered cold apartments, empty dinners, and growing up without anyone to call family. He had learned early that the world gave nothing freely, and so he had taken what he needed: success, respect, fear. But listening to Lily, he realized how empty those victories felt. Her wish wasn't about absence alone. It was about longing for safety, guidance, and love. As Lily slid off Santa's lap and walked back to her mother, Victor watched her small figure disappear into the crowd. He felt an unfamiliar heaviness settle in his chest. Power felt meaningless. This Christmas, something had shifted. Victor Moretti made a quiet decision, one that didn't involve deals, threats, or influence. He wouldn't just donate to charities or write another check. This time, he would step into a life and change it forever, even if it meant changing himself first. That same evening, Emma's eyes widened when she noticed a sleek, black luxury car parked outside their modest apartment. Her heart raced with a mix of curiosity and fear. Chicago streets at night were rarely quiet, and a car like that spelled either trouble or trouble disguised as kindness. Before panic could take over, the door opened and a tall, impeccably dressed man stepped out. His demeanor was calm, polite, and unexpectedly gentle. "Good evening, Ms. Emma. I'm Victor Moretti," he said, extending a hand with a sincere smile that seemed almost out of place in the harsh city streets. Emma hesitated, clutching Lily's hand, but Victor continued without pressure. He explained that he had overheard Lily's wish at the mall and wanted to offer support. Not charity, not pity, but a genuine presence in their lives. His voice carried warmth that contrasted sharply with his reputation. To anyone else, Victor was a figure of power and intimidation. To Emma and Lily, he was an unexpected possibility, a chance for stability, and care that had been missing for years. Over the following weeks, Victor's involvement grew steadily but naturally. He helped fund Lily's school fees, ensuring she had access to books, uniforms, and extracurricular activities. He assisted Emma in pursuing her career ambitions, arranging flexible schedules and opportunities that lifted the weight off her shoulders. Yet Victor was not a distant benefactor. He attended parent-teacher meetings, cheered from the sidelines at soccer games, and gradually wove himself into the fabric of their daily routines, showing up in small but meaningful ways that spoke louder than money. Victor's presence extended into ordinary, intimate moments. He fixed the creaky door hinges, mended broken shelves, and even attempted to braid Lily's hair, eliciting giggles from her at his clumsy fingers. These were not grand gestures, but they built trust and connection. Lily began to see him not as the fearsome businessman she had glimpsed in newspapers or overheard in hushed whispers, but simply as Dad. His warmth and patience filled a gap neither money nor reputation could ever reach. As weeks turned into months, the bond deepened. Victor's intimidating exterior softened in the presence of laughter and familial warmth. Christmas became more than a holiday. It became a symbol of their new life. Each decoration a reminder that love could grow anywhere, even in the shadow of fear and uncertainty. Lily's laughter echoed through the rooms, a sound that slowly healed Victor's long-suppressed loneliness. On Christmas morning, Lily ran to Victor, wrapping her tiny arms around him in a tight hug. "Santa really listened," she whispered, her eyes sparkling with joy. Victor held her close, feeling a fullness he had never known. In granting her wish, he had also found a part of himself he thought lost to years of power and solitude. This Christmas, a little girl's wish did more than change her life. It changed his, proving that sometimes the greatest gifts are not found under a tree, but in hearts opening to love.